Hi folks, well, here it is, my pride and joy. I think I'd say that. Yes, pride and joy. My Aztec army, my South American Aztec army. I think of any of my armies, if I was going to take one with me when I pop off, this would be the one. Yeah, wonderful, wonderful army. Just always loved the Aztecs, and actually it's my second Aztec army. The first one I had was nowhere near this size, but I was made an offer I couldn't refuse, and at the time I probably needed the pennies or something, so I sold it. But I've had this one since the late 70s, early 80s. Excuse me. Figures are primarily Navwar 25 mils as they would be called, but they fit in well with 28 mils these days. It must have been a bigger figure. There are a few foundry. There's a foundry here, a couple of foundry figures here, and some tin soldier. Don't know if anyone remembers those tin soldier slingers, and a few tin soldier guys at the back in the ranks. Anyway, so what we've got is this army wouldn't all be used in this type, this style. There are different types. So we start with slingers, light infantry slingers. Lots of those. I've got 4/16s of light infantry sling. You can never have too many slingers, isn't there, in an Aztec army. We then get to the close order archers. So these are a light medium but a regular, so they fight in a close order. We've got 24 there, and we have a 24-man unit there. Then we have a unit of loose order, so irregular archers, 3 to a base. Regulars obviously having 4 to a base. And I've shown these with because they can have shields up. Put some shields on the bases. Now these are actually printed off only probably 5-6 years ago. Printed off the Tinternet and stuck them on the bases. We then got a unit of 24 light infantry archers, so 2 to a base, and another unit of loose order archers. These I think are all, these are all the Navwar ones, these archers. Then we get the CNC type. This is the CNC man, so he's a mixture of foundry and Navwar figures, with various banners, and I'll just turn him around so you can see him. Various apparel. Do like the feathers and banners and whatever next. So that's a basic one of those. We've got another one here who is a sub-general, or could be a CNC. Various banner types. Some of these I've actually drilled out and put them onto wire because the metal is very soft, obviously, from the 70s and 80s. And we got another one here, very nice jaguar with his arms raised. So look at the feathers on that figure there. Now these actually, I didn't paint up those command figures, not all of them. I picked them up from a War Games convention in Colchester. I remember this. The Colchester Council. It was a swimming pool or something, a big complex anyway, in the early 2000s. These were the last figures I bought. But I say most of these will have come from the late 70s, early 80s. I then got probably my pride and joy would be the pussycats, the jaguars. I do enjoy the jaguars. I don't know, something about them. So these wear jaguar skins, or made to look like jaguar skins. But yeah, the shields are all hand painted. No printed shields here. So I've made that, expanded that into a 32. Sometimes use it as 216s, but often it's a 32. And these are obviously the elite knights. Over here we have the priests, 12 priests. I don't use them that much. I'm not a fan of the priests. They're irregular A, so they tend to go impetuous and do silly things when you don't want them to. And so with the CNC here we get the arrow knights. These wear a white tunic and carry bows. Although I don't think any of these are showing that they've got bows. That's just how the models came. But these are the arrow knights. And then over here, probably the senior of the knights would be the eagle knights. That's come out again, a couple of figures which I think are foundry figures. With them some Navwar figures, and they don't look too bad. I remember the foundry figures were made and Brian didn't like them, so they've sat in boxes in the store cupboard for ages, and then suddenly when they weren't releasing figures they decided to release them, so I suppose that's why. And what we get, these are the eagle knights, if anyone's not seen those before. That's what an eagle knight looks like. These are all painted in the same. I mean, they could be different colours, but I don't know why. Just in those. This is straight out of the Osprey book, obviously. So we'll have painted that as one type of tunic, as well as the jaguars in their same sort of yellowy jaguar skin tunic. Then we have some regulars. I think this is the Telepachali, or Telepachali, or whatever it is. Anyway. I usually fight these in 16s, sometimes in 24s. These are regular close order. They're sort of your better ranks. Yeah. Not knights, but sort of veteran types. Yeah. So there's 5 16s of those. And then over the back here we have the Mayeki, which are your sort of ordinary foot soldiers. And I have these in 18s. One figure element is AWOL, another one that's disappeared somewhere, but that's easy to remember. I've got some figures left still, even from 30 years ago. I've still got figures left, so I can soon paint up an element. Yeah, another 18 there, and 2 more 18s, so that's 8 18s of those, of the Mayeki, which are, say, in irregular loose order. And we have 5 16s of regulars, Telepachali, 24 eagle, 24 arrow, and 32 jaguars, 12 priests, and then we have 2 24s of the regular archers, loose order archers, and I've got 2 18s of the loose order, 24 light infantry archers, and 4 16s of slingers. Now the banners, they were a new addition again, probably about 10 years ago. We were fighting on some of the games and noticing that the banners didn't really stand out. Usually your normal banners, which are no more than sort of, you might get a flag on a Napoleonic unit, and they don't really stand out when you're fighting on a 12x4 battlefield. So I set to and printed off, again, all these that could be found on the internet, printed off some banners, put them onto some poles. I think they're actually cocktail sticks, and I think they look rather sexy, but then I might be perverted. But those are the banners. So they, even with the priests, these are a lot larger, so if I go down there, but you can see how high they are. But on a battlefield, if you're looking like this, they to me are impressive. Total number of pieces is 488. I say many points. I don't ever think I've ever used it all, because if you're using loose order arches, you can't use the regular arches, that sort of thing. And there's only so many Charlie you can have if you're using Mayeki loose order, that sort of thing. It's within the army list. But we often use my partner has got Walkin's partner has the other version of these Aztecs. He's got the mainly irregular army, so I often have to lend him figures. But there you go, I'm okay like that. I'm a good guy. So, yeah, as I say, most favoured of the Aztecs armies. I think, I think the last time we used this was about 3.5-4 years ago, and of course I won. But there you go, I like to win. Yeah, so my Aztec army. Some of you may have not seen Aztecs before, or this many Aztecs. There we go. I'll take a few stills as well, just so you can see them on their own. There we go. So thanks a lot, and bye for now.